Sorry. We're not ready yet. I was on the wrong screen. There you go. We'll be back in 10 minutes. we are back and live for real this time. Not just me pushing the wrong button and having the wrong screen up. But yeah, we're on episode I think it was 9 of Beyond the Wall, and that's exciting. And I'm terrified for whatever's going to happen this week because we've been getting into some intense stuff. It's going to be great. I'm gonna let everybody introduce their characters and themselves before we jump in and pass everything off to Yaz. Um, so starting top left is me. So I play Mare, and she's like your very antisocial goth style kind of superhero character, um, with a lot of childhood trauma issues that she's working through, um, rather begrudgingly, and and learning what it's like to have genuine friends. It's great. And then I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related. There's my link tree in chat. And before I pass on the proverbial microphone, quick mention of sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG, which is a really cool tabletop system. You can pick up physical copies on Amazon or PDFs at my coffee shop, which is just coffee.com/raven/shop. There's normally supposed to be a little thing at the bottom of the screen, and I don't know why it's not there. But at some point there will be a little thing at the bottom of the screen that'll let you see what that says. And in the meantime, you can find it in chat. And then Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. So if you like outdoor, athletic, or casual wear with a tabletop theme, you can find that there. There's some really cool stuff. And you can find it, again, at the same spot. All that out of the way, I'll pass it on to Paladin. Tell us a little bit about Tom and yourself.
Hi. Buy Fundamental RPG. The fun is free with every purchase. Meanwhile, I'm Paladin Hulk. Hi.
I love that.
I'm a Twitch
Got your
moderator for
TV
Random
ad
Tuesday.
right there.
I know.
Yeah.
Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot, and I play Tom Fan, your friendly ghost. So I've been alive a long time, and trying to make friends. Got some now. Score. Good job, me. And I just ripped the Cthulhu out of someone. So I think I'm doing pretty good, even though it left her a horrible scarred mess. But she said it was cool, so
And she
we're
didn't
gonna take her word
say it
for
was cool.
Right, because she can't talk. I mean, she made gestures. She wrote it down. I think I've got the gist. And I made drinks for everybody last time. That was fun.
It was.
Yep. So now it's time to go back and collect all the random NPCs and one PC that we still got to find. Because, they keep wandering off. They're like sheep, but, cuter. Next.
Oh, please.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Anina. Tell us a little bit about Faye and yourself.
Hi, I'm Anina Kasky. I'm an actor and writer. You can watch my stuff that I've written and performed on my YouTube channel, The Awkward. And I play Felia, the archangel of all animals. And at the moment, she's wandered off, became a bee, and she's a bit impulsive, especially now that has feelings. So that's a thing. She has some feelings. And yeah, she doesn't really understand humans. So this is all a bit new. Hopefully the rest of the team can find her. See.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Fingers crossed.
And then, and then next we've got Hannah. Tell us a little bit about Joe and yourself.
Hi, I'm Hannah, occasional creative, part-time human, and I will be playing Joe today, who is the only one in the group without some kind of special powers, and really try very hard to deal with all this nightmare nonsense, but she's not very well equipped for it.
She's doing a pretty good job, all things considered.
Last time I froze in fear and fell on my ass and did nothing to help now.
That's fine.
You patched her up. That was super important.
I did do
That's
the patch
true.
up after.
Dealing with puzzles.
Horror
You solved all
terrorists?
the
No.
Joe was super useful last episode. Don't you talk like that about my best friend.
All right, okay. Jo is not good at horror terrors, but she is good at puzzles and medical and gun.
And
Yes.
ghost wrangling.
And
And gun. And then last but not least, Yaz, tell us a little bit about yourself and this wonderful world we've got here, and take it away.
As I just realized that my glasses are caked in garbage. I am a visual storyteller. My name is Yasmin or Bodalia Art. I do a lot of things, but for this specifically, I am the illustrator for a comic called Beyond the Wall. If you're interested in this project, this is written by a different author. Cecilus has given me permission to play around in his world. But you can check out Cecilus's work there. The newest chapter, the text chapter was just uploaded this week, so if you've been following along, chapter 19 is now available. And yeah, welcome to Beyond the Wall tabletop, where our amazing players have so kindly allowed me to emotionally torture them. Last week, Faye split the party by wandering off to chase after a pretty fox guy. Jo found a vent into another room in this tavern after you guys saved Mao from whatever entity is inside of her. And what that has to do in the future is unknown still. But I believe we left off if you guys were debating on going into this vent.
It seemed kind of sus.
You guys have been in and out of so many vents. It's like my go-to like setting change.
All right,
Listen.
everybody. Who's ready for another adventure?
We were all affected by Coraline as children.
Isn't that obvious?
Right?
I've never seen that movie.
I quite like
It's
it.
very good.
I know
very
it's good. I haven't gotten around to it.
Very
It's been a
good. Good
very
book
long
and
time.
film.
Does Tom actually say who's ready for another adventure?
Yep. I feel like
Mayor's-
that's something he could say.
Mary just looks at Tom with like an incredulous look on her face, and she's like, I don't think we're quite done with the past like 3 adventures that we've taken on.
Right.
I'm not ready for a new one.
Well, I don't know how we're going to get Faye back without, going somewhere else. I don't think she can get back here.
Yeah, because the window's gone. And
Yeah, no windows, no walls.
damn it, she was the one who pointed us in the right direction most of the time with their fancy
Was she?
ruins.
Did I
She was.
miss that? Oh, okay.
She always had like the ruins or was talking to her god.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes I get weird vision things. I can see if I can figure out where we're supposed to go.
When I got weird vision, my mom got me glasses.
Does Tom wear glasses?
He might do. He does now.
All right.
Can I use Destiny's Plaything to see if I can get a useful detail about
Yeah,
upcoming
you sure
mystery.
can.
Come on,
Or,
Destiny.
or upcoming horror?
Mm.
Yes. No. No.
Ouch.
On a miss, something bad is going to happen to you. Fantastic.
Oh no. We don't need more bad
Uh,
things.
Did we really need that power to tell us that something bad was going to happen?
Well, this is like something new bad. I think is how it's. I'm gonna add a d6 to that because I don't want to pile on more bad for us.
Okay.
Oh, big success.
Okay.
We'll take it. We will take it.
A
Are
vague
those
hint.
d6s on the screen accurate? Does our GM have 5 d6s to use?
They are accurate, yeah.
I have
We
not
just got
used
one for
Any
the.
of our any of
know.
my crits or d6s. I'm sorry, guys.
You know what? If you just
Uh,
use them all in the next thing we're gonna encounter, that'll be easy for you.
And we all
Yeah.
just
Player recreation.
They're just gonna be like, well, guess I'll die.
Okay.
No, we did have one new one from the game tweet, but I just used it, so it's accurate. And this way, new bad things don't happen to us.
All right.
we already have enough bad things trying to get
So-
us.
A bad thing is just a
Uh-huh.
good thing you haven't met yet.
You do your cool meditation thing to try and figure out where you're supposed to go. And really all you get is, well, you can't stay here, and a box of matches. We're in danger.
This is fine. This is fine.
It's fine.
So, Mare does her little meditation thing and then opens her eyes like, yeah, we're in danger and we're supposed to commit arson somewhere.
Oh, well, we are in a
That's-
bar. They usually got matches. I'll look around to see if there's like, that basket with all the matchbooks.
Do we set the bar on fire and then escape through the vent? The bartender was very nice to us.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
burn this bar down.
I'm
If
not
the
gonna make you
bartender
roll
was
for
real.
it. You do find boxes with a funny little logo on it, which you'd think probably have something to do with the tavern itself.
Tell us this funny logo.
The funny logo is it looks like a very, very drunk man with an armful of grapes and raspberries in one hand, hugging a keg, but the wooden ones, the wooden kegs. I can't remember the barrel.
I'm trying
That's
to-
it.
Okay.
Cask?
Cask. Yes, thank you. Jesus.
I like having met someone who was called Persephone. My brain is just like Dionysus.
This is very Dionysian.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to just keep moving and try and meet up with her. I mean, like,
Uh-huh.
she's got.
There's only one way to go. Oh, and here you go, the matches. One for you, toss. One for you, up, and one for you.
Shove
That's
that
it,
in
that's
one
enough,
of my
right?
myriad pockets.
While you are doing this, which of you are just kind of like standing around waiting for the others, so to speak?
We're all just standing here, and Mao,
was
I
gonna
guess,
say
is
yes.
also standing right there.
I
feel like all of us are just standing.
Well, Tom's handing out matches. And during that time, can I have Mare and Joe both roll sharp for me?
Absolutely.
Thanks for reminding we still have Mao.
Yes. Yes, Joe.
Okay.
Who I think we gave the prototype thing to, didn't we?
Yes.
So
All right.
so they should be able to talk, but it's like a bad Google translation of whatever they're intending to say.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes
Okay.
it's probably fine, and sometimes it's like, what?
That's gonna be
Sometimes
You want to
words
peel the
don't
potatoes with earballs? What?
Just run it through like 50 Google Translates.
Sometimes words don't translate in Google Translate, so they stay the original language, but that doesn't work here because there's no original language. So what do they end up as? Italian?
Well, probably Eldritch, because Mao's really familiar with that language.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Even without
fun.
her buddy.
That's a good like thing for her to, character trait. Sometimes
Yeah.
she says all the stuff.
Accidental Eldritch.
Oh,
So both Mare and Joe, Mare, for you, it kind of just translates as like there's like a humming, but you can feel it more than you hear it. And Joe, to you, that humming is very much like a shaking, like a thundering, and you can distantly hear the the sounds of it kind of sounds like destruction, like concrete being cracked and broken.
Can I look out the front window of the bar?
Yes, you can. When you look out the front window of the bar, for the most part, you just see fog. But as your eyes adjust to the brightness, because I don't know if you've ever been in like low visibility fog during the day, it's still brutally bright. And as your eyes adjust kind of towards like the left, you can kind of see like what looks to be a looming shadow. And at first there was like no difference as you were looking at it, but it kind of like shifted focus into view. And you can clearly tell that there is something in the fog that is bigger than the tavern itself.
Okay, we gotta go. We're going in the vent now. Come on, let's go.
All right.
Something is out there in the town and we're leaving.
Yep. Mare's gonna turn into smoke and zoop, go through the vent.
So the last person to go through the vent is
I think Joe.
Joe.
okay, cool. So Joe, you're like ushering everybody through, and Mouse stops for just a minute and thinks and is like, nah, and goes through. And just as she ducks through and you're about to go in, you hear this terrible cracking sound, and the ceiling literally bows and splinters with the weight of whatever this thing is. And it huge claws sink through the wood and grapple with the wood to peel open the tavern like a can opener.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, thanks.
I like close the vent behind me.
So you make it into the vent, and as you're closing the vent, both fog and flesh pour into the tavern. This creature moves like it doesn't really have bones, or its bones are a gentle suggestion. And it quite literally splashes into the room, obscuring all the vision of anything else that was in there, and all of the like spider eyes all turn towards you, and in a strange rolling fashion, legs sprout out of it to crawl towards you, and it folds itself to move, and you get the grate pulled on just as it crashes like a wave against that wall. But you don't have any time to really sit and think about it, because whatever material this creature is made out of begins seeping through the cracks in your vent.
While I'm crawling, can I light a match?
Yes. I'm gonna have you roll cool for me.
Okay. Please, Joe. Joe is so cool.
You're cool as a cucumber as you're walking on your hands and knees after your friends. You're able to get that match open. And the interior of this vent, and you can clearly see like at first it didn't feel like you were in an interior because you could see the scene that you were crawling towards, but as soon as you light that match, it's very clear that you were in an interior. and you light up this glass vent that you guys are walking through, which wasn't apparent until you had the light. What do you do with your match?
Mare, do you still have
Yeah.
the hairspray? I need it.
Just like a can of the hairspray just sort of drops out of the cloud of smoke into Joe's hand.
I'm gonna turn on
You
my
went
back.
first, so you're gonna throw it. It's gonna go through me to Mao, who catches it and then hands it to Joe.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
This is
that
good
works.
shit.
It's a good time.
That works. I'm good with that.
Mao hands you the hairspray and gives you like that shit-eating grin that is just, ready to ruin somebody's day.
Let's ruin someone's day.
So I assume that you do the
Yes, we're gonna
Okay.
torch this motherfucker.
So you are, as far as you can tell, incredibly successful. The flame, your torch flame, strikes the contents of this living material, because it doesn't seem to operate like what biological material should be, but it shrieks and screams, and the vent is filled with this terrible scent of hairspray and what you think might be burning rubber, like that awful brake smell with something else.
Tasty.
Yes. And where the flame has struck it seems to kind of melt and solidify. And you can tell like there's parts of it that are still trying to get through, and that's cooled plasticky surface is beginning to crack as it's trying to punch through itself.
Okay, let's go.
That is a really cool
GTFO.
visual. That is a really cool visual.
Success.
Because I just imagine Joe like turning around and sitting on her ass and just like spraying back.
So you guys get to this room, and just to recap what you saw last time before getting into here. Raven, that's awesome.
Right? I just realized I could do that.
I'm impressed. Okay, sorry. ADHD.
For anybody watching this after, like on the Fantasy Network or YouTube, in chat, my little raccoon laughing emote that is actually true, has the two flaming hands on either side of it.
It's great. So you it was a barren room with the single light hanging over it, very similar to when you guys walked into the facsimile of Joe's shop in episode 2 or 3. And you make it out of the vent, which when you look back, either because it's glass or some other logical reason that you put to this, you can no longer see where you came from. You can hear like the very gentle crinkle of whatever that monster is trying to get to you. Oh no, we lost Nina again. Oh no, we lost Joe. Wait, who did we lose? Paladin?
No.
Nina went out for a second, so we're a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. I was like, all of our stuff just shifted. I was like, we're missing somebody.
Musical cameras.
Change places.
Okay. So you need to be where you are. Continue. I'm just gonna keep.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Moving people around. If you good.
So you can hear like the distant sounds of that plastic beginning to chip and break apart, but you cannot see where it is or where it's coming from or where you came from. Now you are standing in what you think to be is a concrete room with a single spotlight. Oh my God, words. Spotlight hanging from overhead. The spotlight does not move yet. And
That's concerning.
And other than like the gentle scritching noises of this creature, there's no other sound or sensation in this area.
What does the area look like?
It's just a concrete floor and darkness.
Huh.
What about
Even with the
vent?
like,
What is it like?
The vent can no longer be seen.
Okay. And there's a concrete wall, or is it just a concrete floor?
It is just a concrete floor. You cannot see any walls or a ceiling.
and there's nothing
Okay.
under the light? Wait, how's the light hanging?
It's just you guys. You can't see past the light. There's a circle of light on the floor, and
Can you
beyond the light is like saturated darkness.
And we can still hear the monster approaching us, because that's
You can
concerning.
hear the monster scritching at the plastic that is or was currently holding it back.
Okay, I have the sight because I'm cool. Do I see anything extra?
You don't have to roll for sight, right?
Nope. I just have cool ghost seeing powers. So
It's so nice just having things.
like money.
Okay. So, Tom, when you use the sight and you look out towards the darkness that is beyond you, at first it just looks like you're in a really weird junk room. But as you kind of like focus and look at it, you realize that you're in it looks like a warehouse of mirrors. And all of the mirrors have fabric hanging off of them. And they, like, to your spectral eyes, they give off a kind of a faint aura. But with that comes, like, again, that overwhelming sensation of grief, but it's only you that feels it. Nobody else can feel it or
Great.
see
It's
what
a room
you
full
see.
of sad mirrors.
I don't remember if Azriel said the mirror comment to Faye out loud back when he made that comment to her.
I would say that that you probably would have heard it.
I don't love that.
And I don't see the monster or the vent. Yes? No idea where the sound is coming from.
You do not see the vent, but you do see the, like, you can kind of see like the amorphous, like, undulating blob, but at a great distance from you. It seems to still be trying to work through what Joe did to its skin.
Okay. I'll point to it and say, we should probably get out of here before that thing catches up to us.
Okay.
Can I fly up to where the light should be originating from?
Yeah.
Meryl, do that. Is there a light and is it attached to anything?
It's probably about 4 stories before you kind of get to this light bulb. There is a light, and it is attached to at least a portion of a ceiling, but you can only feel it. You cannot see anything outside of the range of light. But as, like, kind of touching and feeling around, it's like one of those those classic detective ceiling hanging lights, so you can move
Okay.
and show that light around, but it would plunge your friends into darkness.
Um, okay, then Mayor's just gonna call down and say, "Hey, I'm gonna move the light around. Stay inside of it." Moving it to
Okay.
the left first, and like she'll just call out like where she's moving the light to.
And
And we'll just
jump to
start
the
doing
right.
that.
Joe
Kind of
aggressively stays in the light.
yeah, kind of like in a circular motion, just trying to sweep the whole room.
So because of the distance, I am going to have all of you guys roll cool to stay in the light.
Wow, 14.
Mao is
Yeah.
Upgrading my cool was the best thing I ever did.
Just a
More
reminder
experience
for
now.
Mao that you have d6s.
Oh yeah, but Mao's shortcomings make for good story fodder.
It does.
It's okay. I'll go ahead and use one of my d6s in this instance because
This poor
I
girl
don't
has
wanna
gone
take-
through enough. Poor Bao has gone through enough.
Yeah, just for now. Okay, that is a success.
Just for now.
You mean just for Mao?
Tom, you got a mixed success. Mao passes and Joe passes. So Tom, you don't fall out of the light, but you kind of find the way Mare is moving the light to be a little uncomfortable and disorienting. And the light does not expose what you're seeing.
Oh, I'm distracted by the mirrors. I'm like, oh, I get it. We have to bounce the light off the mirrors.
What mirrors?
Those ones over there with the sheets over them.
Because I don't see them, right? Yes?
You don't see them. Nobody, only Tom can see them, and the light does not reveal them.
I
I'll
do
go
not
get
see any.
I'm gonna fly out into the darkness because I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Tom does what?
Flies into the darkness like an idiot.
Okay, I did hear that correctly.
That's good storytelling, everybody.
Tom is not the most thoughtful, always.
I
Thinking
thought,
ahead.
He's
I had
pulling
the
a face.
thought Mare should just, like poke her head through that piece of ceiling and see what's up there. And then I went, no, that's a bad idea because I don't know what's up there. And so I
That's a Tom
didn't.
maneuver.
Already down someone.
Joe, Mao reaches out to Joe and kind of like puts a hand on your backpack or your shoulder just to hold on to you while y'all are moving.
Oh.
Tom,
I'll take her hand.
Oh,
Or their
okay,
hand.
cool. Yeah. Tom, you zip off into the darkness. You have no problem orienting or finding where you are in this room. Can I have you roll sharp for me?
Sure. I have no more weaknesses. I've upgraded all my weakest
Yeah.
stats.
Woohoo! So as you're moving around this area, you get the gist that you're not alone, but you're not sure if all of you are not alone or if you are just not alone. You cannot tell what, where, or how, but that there is something in the room with you. Also, as you are looking around, there is a glinting across one of the mirrors that would suggest that its covering is either sheer or not completely over this mirror.
Oh, I'm gonna go for that one
Okay, we're gonna come back to you.
because the lighting is how you get people to do stuff in computer games.
Yeah, is that or the outline that we had on the last game?
A
Um,
different illustrator drew this piece. It stands out from the background.
and brain, goodness. Okay, we're we're changing gears real quick. Let's hop to Faye, who has been in the woods. I'm sorry for making you wait.
It's fine. Fine. So she's alone in the woods.
Absolutely alone. The woods are not alive. Everything is gray and ash.
But is it a familiar surrounding to me or not?
Not really. It kind of gives you like the you've heard of this place vibes, but you don't really know like what word or name you would call it.
Okay. How compelling was Foxy Man? Like how?
Roll cool for me.
There we go.
He was compelling enough to give it second and third thoughts.
Okay.
He is very something about him just is enticing and interesting and like nothing you've really felt before, but also like you feel about your god. But clearly it's not your god.
Hmm. Okay. Do I have a sense of which direction I should go?
From where you're at and what you understand of the dream world, your direction doesn't mean too much in this area.
Okay.
You could go any direction and still end up where you needed to end up or where you didn't need to end up.
Okay.
That's possibly convenient.
Faye is going to try and go towards the beacon for now.
Okay.
She's curious.
I can't remember the landscape of the beacon that I gave you.
I believe it was volcano.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks. So as you're moving towards this beacon, how do you manifest your intention?
What do you mean?
So a lot of the dream world has a lot to do with what you're thinking and feeling. So when you walk through one doorway into another, you're not necessarily walking in from one room to an adjacent room. You're crossing bridges, and a lot of it has to do with your thought process.
Okay. So, Faye is very curious, definitely drawn towards this volcano. So she's thinking about volcanic rock and she's inquisitive. It's like peeking into a door that's like slightly ajar. Like, what's there? That's what she's thinking.
So as you're walking, the woods kind of give way to, it's like a desert, but more like you're walking across a plateau of hard rock. And there's these little scraggly bushes and everything. The deserts would usually be fairly colorful, but everything seems to be desaturated and gray, carrying that lifelessness from the forest before you. And as you're kind of walking along, you take notice that in the great distance that there is what could be a mountain range or a volcano. Um, but something catches your eye as you're looking around, or you kick it as you're walking. And when you bend down to inspect this thing, you find a box of chalk.
Okay. I open it, see if there's anything else in it apart from chalk.
Inside the box of chalk is a handwritten note that says, "I hope you have a good day at school, Charlie. Love, Mom."
Okay.
Charlie.
She puts it in it. She's confused, but she does put it in her magical wrist pocket.
All right.
I love the
And-
magical wrist pocket.
Faye, do you just continue towards this mountain range that could be a volcano?
Yeah.
Or-
yeah, I do.
Okay. Can I have you roll sharp for me?
You walk into an active volcano.
Fall off the plateau.
Okay. I have to think of how this translates. So as you're flying, or are you walking?
I was walking, but if the terrain becomes like too steep, I'd fly. I was
All right.
walking.
So it's got its ups and downs. It is not a bee's line on the ground. You encounter a lot of canyons. So I assume that you would take to the sky. So as you were flying, you begin to notice and become incredibly distracted by this thing that you notice. That the land is changing. These canyons fill with water. The water begins to erode the canyons. The canyons turn into cities. The cities begin to crumble. Plant life grows over the cities, and almost like takes the cities apart. The plant life dies. The ground begins to form canyons, and the process repeats itself. And when you look up again from this world changing, you realize that the volcano mountain range is no longer there.
What?
And you are lost again.
Or is it just gone?
It's gone.
Curse you, object impermanence.
At this point, I'll take my bowl out, my
Okay.
bowl thing, and I shall try and talk to the boss thing upstairs.
Okay.
I'll throw that box of chalk I found into it.
Nice. All right. Can I have you roll weird or talk to your boss? Whichever one you would prefer to start with.
Let's do boss from there.
Okay.
I use both weird anyway.
Excellent. So you set all of this up. You toss your box of chalk into your bowl. And just like the last time, you see this vibrant forest clearing. And but rather than see the usual rendition of your god, you can see a faint outline of his aura in the background in the trees, and standing in the foreground is your fox man, and he reaches up through the bowl, offering you a hand.
So my god's over there, and I've got Foxman here.
It's more like so when you look at the bowl full of mercury,
Mhm.
after you toss the chalk in, it shows you this scene. Your god is standing in the background and the fox is standing in the foreground.
Okay. She doesn't know what to do. Okay, they're together. So I guess I'll take Foxman's hand, since they seem to be together.
So the fox man pulls you through the mercury bowl, or the bowl of mercury, the offering bowl, leaving the bowl behind. But you are transported to this foresty place, and the fox man gives you a light little bow, and hooks his arm into yours and walks forward with you. And you can feel your god watching from the background as you're doing so, and you cannot feel any kind of apprehension or concern or anything like that.
Okay. So Faye thinks everything's fine.
The foxman gives her a little pat. Let's head back to our friends. We'll be
We're in the
jumping
light
back.
temple.
Yes. So you.
Or was it? No,
Sorry,
it was,
what?
is the Earth Temple in Wind Waker that had the mirrors. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Also the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah.
Mirrors are everywhere.
Ears are important. So you get to. So Tom, you have gone to investigate this mirror. Mao and Joe and Mare are working together to explore a room. Mao, Mare, and Joe, you find that this warehouse is unsettlingly empty and impossibly long. Like, you can't find the walls very easily. You now have a general sensation of where the floor is and where the ceiling is, but you have not found, and no matter how far you stretch your light out, you have not found the walls of this warehouse.
Tom said he was going to go get a mirror, right?
Yes, well, he's trying to.
Hmm.
Tom, you pull off, or you encounter this mirror, and the mirror has the fabric draped only halfway over it. What do you do with this mirror?
I'ma pick it up.
Do you keep it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Where
keep
do
it.
you-
It's mine now, forever.
I think
Do you keep it underneath the fabric, or do you take the fabric
yes,
off?
I do. I'm just gonna bring the whole thing back. That's the plan.
Okay.
I don't know how heavy this thing is, if I can even lift it.
So it's not heavy to lift. It's kind of like one of those old mirrors on the pivot axle, and stand kind of thing. So you can pick it up and move it around. It's just very awkward. And so there's like, it's just like strange and uncomfortable as you're picking it up. Can I have you roll tough just to make sure nothing goes wrong?
drop mirrors. I hear it's bad luck.
Comes that failure. Nope.
No,
Yay!
we're skirting that line.
So you're carrying this back to where you left your friends. And as you're doing it, like, it's probably like the halfway mark where it just gets really, really, really heavy. You have to put it down for a minute. And when you go to pick it up and readjust, the curtain on the mirror begins to slip more. And you recognize the little bits of reflection in the mirror.
I'm
I
not
mean,
looking at the mirror.
Okay.
I'm at the back of the mirror.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm pushing it towards them.
Okay. So you make it into this middle area. You can see kind of the faintness of where your friends are, and you have to like trek a little bit further to try and catch up with them. And it kind of ends up being this like weird cat and mouse game until you finally meet up. Joe, can I have you roll cool for me?
Oh no. No.
It's okay. Mal gets to roll too.
It's time for patented Joe breakdown.
Joe.
I feel like the covering goes off just as I get there, and I just shove the mirror into their field of view.
Perfect. So you guys have finally reconnected with Tom, and Tom has this mirror and pushes it forward, and the curtain finally gives up its ghost, letting go of the mirror. And Joe, you are faced with a reflection of yourself at a time that Joe hated herself more than anything. Something that was so shameful or so awful, and nothing that you could do or that Joe could do at that time could bring consolation.
Yep. All right. She's probably transfixed. Let's just go with transfixed.
All right. Mao experiences the same thing, and for just a moment is just as transfixed as Joe is, but kind of like makes like a weird noise and flips the mirror off and goes to start trying to put the curtain over it. And now like looks around the mirror at you and says with her translator, "Blueberry muffins is your problem."
Why are you covering it up? We need that to redirect the light to other places.
I am going to have a really hard time getting into speaking gibberish and getting out of speaking gibberish. Bear with me for just a minute. Now, like, eyebrows furl, and Mao says, Angel Periwinkle, terrible banana disaster.
Huh.
I feel like the sheer weirdness of that might like pull Joe to look at Mao and be like,
You know, I
We're
think
gonna
that
have
thing
to
might
fix
need
that.
some. Yeah, it needs some work.
That sounded like a very fancy dessert.
Yes.
I'm curious now, and I'm also gonna look at the mirror.
Okay,
because
I
I'm an
need to
idiot.
roll cool again.
What's wrong with the?
oh no. How cool is Tom?
Yeah, how
So
cool is
cool.
Tom? The moment Joe looks away,
Oh,
Mal's
no.
gonna grab your face and pull Joe's face into hers and be like, "Don't look at the mirror," and then looks over at Tom, who's looking at the mirror.
That could be
Shit,
so
are we
fun.
to kiss?
Oh god.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry, Tom, but you see a reflection of yourself in that same state. The place where you felt absolute self-hate or Tom felt that way. Not, I don't want you to feel that.
Mhm.
And
Got some
you,
choices there.
you're
Right?
entrapped by your reflection.
So Tom would become less there. He'd start to fade a little
Oh,
because like his emotional state is what's keeping him together.
Mao goes to try and cover the mirror up, but with Tom being entrapped in it, Tom, you find yourself actively keeping the curtain off of the mirror.
Oh god, there's gonna be something I could do to distract him. Tom, like I'm trying really hard not to look at the mirror because Mao told me not to. So Joe's like staring out into the darkness and like just he's been like, Tom, I need your help over here.
Mao reaches into her bag of tricks. Mare, by the way, you can see something going on, but you don't know what it is. You're too far away.
Okay.
You can see that Tom has brought something in, and their body language is a little bit weird. But if you let go of the light, they will be plunged into darkness. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We'll keep holding the light.
Mao
Is the
reaches
mirror
into-
reflecting the light?
It is not reflecting the light. The mirror seems to be reflecting something else. And Mao pulls out of her bag of tricks. You know those really terrible shades that were popular like 5 years ago that are plastic and have the bars across them?
Shutter shades.
5
Yeah.
years ago, huh? Okay.
Was it longer than that? I mean, in the
So-
80s too, but
10, I want to say.
I can't remember. I sold them at Claire's when I worked for Claire's.
Amazing.
Oh, that would have been 10 years ago. Oh, time flies. And Mao puts these shutter shades on Joe and gives you a nice little pat and then starts like trying to reach through her bag again, looking for something else to help. And you find that the shutter shades kind of impede you from looking in the mirror.
I think Tom might be saved by himself. Like his grasp of reality would be so crappy that he couldn't hold the sheet back and it would just fall on its own.
Cool.
So
Okay.
if that would work, I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like that's a cheap way to get out of it, but
Thanks,
No,
Michael,
that's
for
perfect.
the gifted sub to Anina. And Anina, you
Yay!
can do 2d6 or give advantage to a player.
2d6? Or advantage. Fab, thanks.
And so Joe, you no longer have to really worry about the mirror with that on. Tom, however, is very enraptured and is quickly losing his sense of self.
This is going to be hilariously awkward for Joe, but I want her to start trying to sing Tom's song.
Oh.
that has to work.
Oh. I can't obviously actually sing it, but
Right.
Because of
Joe will.
copyright.
all the
Yeah.
copyright.
So Joe, you start singing this song, and Tom, it's like listening through a well. It takes time for it to dawn on you what is being sung and whose voice is singing it. Is this something that you would attach yourself to? Is that something
got him
that
back the
like a
first time.
lifeline?
This is why he's still alive. So I think he would
So-
come back and be like, "That's my song." Mine. Oh.
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah, it's yours.
Oh, hi. Huh. Okay.
Don't look at the mirror.
That mirror was not fun.
Yeah, just keep looking at me. We're good.
Hmm.
Mal's
Mhm.
going to like sneak up in between you two and give you shutter shades as well.
Clunk, clunk.
Yours happen to be vibrant neon green, and Joe's happen to be vibrant neon orange.
Right.
I love
well,
it.
they fall through my head because I wasn't paying attention. Then I catch them. Like, what are these?
Put them
Oh,
on,
I
they
remember
help.
these. Eh. And I'll force them to stay on, which is difficult.
Cool. But they do help. You find yourself not entirely interested in the mirror now that you have something between you and it. Mao has also donned a pair of these that happen to be more of like a yellow color. And Mao turns around and like high kicks the mirror above its center of gravity, and the mirror falls backwards, shattering into 1,000 pieces.
I think with that one, it's going to be 7 years good luck.
Mary just
Um,
calls down and is like, "Are you all done with whatever you're doing? Can I move the light back now?"
Oh, yeah, we'll move back. Sorry.
Should I get a different mirror? There's a bunch.
I'm not.
no. Mirror's bad.
Apparently mirror's bad.
Right?
Let's see.
Mirrors are terrible banana disaster.
Terrible banana disaster.
Oh man, I'm sorry I brought that thing here.
No, you were trying to help. It's a good
thought
idea.
for sure we were gonna like use it to shine the light to something cool. You know, do a whole puzzle where we'd all have one, and then we'd work together like a team. Maybe this whole thing, and then maybe Faye would come back, and she would finally be a giraffe, and she would hold hers real high.
While you and Joe are talking, Mal begins to, well, attempt to utter spells, but the translator doesn't work so well, and it sounds like she's listing off the ingredients for a bomb, and has to resort to drawing on the floor around the pieces of concrete or of mirror, and is just kind of doing a thing while you guys are talking.
Okay. Thanks for pulling me back there, Joe. It was nice.
It was a very mean mirror, and
Yeah, I think I almost died there. It was awful.
here it goes.
Yeah, but like for real.
Well, don't go dying for real on
Yeah.
me yet.
I'm not going anywhere. Still got that song to get.
Yeah, we still got to beat up. Who's it again?
Which one?
Oh, it was in my head. Bernie Taupin. There we go. It's Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, all right.
He's in
We gotta-
LA. Huge jerk.
We have to go to LA and beat up Bernie Taupin.
You know, I was thinking he's probably dead by now, but like, wouldn't it be fun and ironic if he was a ghost like me, like, and he couldn't let go of all his gold bars or whatever he has? You know, 'cause
Maybe
he's
we
like-
can find his grave and, I don't know, piss on it or something.
I mean, that's going to be quite the trick for me, but you go right ahead.
Tom's final form.
Oh, God.
So towards the end of your conversation, Mao's work around the mirror lights up, and I don't know how many of you have seen Full Metal Alchemist, but the way that the magic and air swirls around the sigils that they draw draw on. It's kind of like that, and some of the mirror pieces sort of lift up weightlessly, and the center of this area where the mirror broke begins to glow. And all of the mirror pieces sort of melt together, and it becomes very similar to Mao's previous portals, but instead of it being inky darkness, you have like this weird ethereal light instead. And Mao stands up, puts her hands on her hips, and looks up towards Mare and says, "Potato waffles are good for the soul," and hops into this portal.
I'm gonna get my flashlight out so that Mare can stop holding the light and still find us.
All right. Yeah, Mare will come down and just shake her head and just potato waffles, I guess, and jump into the portal too.
Potato waffles! And just hop in.
I wanted to solve the puzzle room, but okay. And I'll hop in the thing as well.
The portal spits you out in the most absurd fashion. It felt a lot like being put in a margarita tumbler and shaken up and then splashed out in your next location. And you all come tumbling out across this mossy, strange, kind of wet, damp, and dim lit location. And as you kind of get a sensation of your bearings, you all look up to see kind of like this beautifully framed wind, like the trees have kind of come together to create this cool archway frame where golden light is spilling it, and you all look up to see two figures kind of passing on the other side of this archway of trees, and one of them has wings and the other has a top hat. And with that, we're going to take a brief break.
Awesome.
Curses.
Love that. All right, we'll be right back in about 15 minutes. So go grab snacks, drinks, all that good stuff, and then be back here in 15 minutes, and we'll find out what's going on with this. Be right
Oh
back.
my gosh.
I'm getting it.
Hello, and we are back. Sorry about the extra wait there. That was my bad. But we're back.
Better than ever.
Yay!
And
Woohoo!
potato waffle portal. What happened?
So potato waffle. So just to clarify, Mao is trying to tell Mayor to get down there, and her translator doesn't work. And the only gibberish that I know how to come up with on the fly has to do everything with food.
Mao is consistently
Yeah.
hungry, so
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But it plunged you or tumbled you out into a kind of like a small mossy glen sort of area, and as you guys orient yourself and look up, you see this the branches and roots kind of create this gate or portal or bridge or window, whatever you want to call it, where golden light is filling a forest, and you see two figures walk across, and you recognize that one of those one figure has wings and the other figure has a top hat, and that would most certainly strike a familial chord with you guys.
Tom's the only one who's seen him out of us, right?
Yes.
'Cause we haven't actually seen him yet. But we know
Oh, that is
Faye.
correct. Yeah. So Tom, you would recognize the top hat and the tail and the silhouette.
It's the butler guy with the room.
What?
But never mind him. Look, it's Faye.
Oh shit, Faye! I'm assuming we're gonna run towards the arch and her.
No, I'm
Yes.
gonna turn to Mare and say, "Oh, grappling hook. Go, do the thing."
You're gonna grapple hook me.
Yes.
I do have a grappling hook. Yeah. Like
Oh my god.
Tail me.
Just use it as a lasso.
I'm literally
Yeah,
your
basically
guardian
it.
angel, and you're gonna impale me.
not,
Just a
no,
little.
just like a lasso. It's
Just
that
a
or the
little bit of
bolas.
impalement.
You know, I could just throw a bola at your feet if that would be preferable.
Or we could just walk over to her.
We got a cool grappling hook.
Do I want to see what madness you guys get up to.
Yeah, Mare's still, getting oriented, and Tom says, "There's Faye grappling hook," so Mare just reacts and throws a grappling hook.
Just you throw the gun like.
No,
That's not
no.
exactly what I had in mind.
No, like throws the hook. That's not like a gun.
You shoot the
grappling
hook. You shoot it. It's a gun.
We don't want to impale her.
They didn't have grappling hook guns at the city. It's just a grappling hook and line.
Oh, it's this.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
Whew.
that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
All right, Mayor, I need you to roll tough for me.
Oh, good. That's not a terrible stat.
I think it's this party's best stat.
Oh dear.
Okay, fail.
Goodbye, Faye.
So Faye is just having a grand old time. Absolutely wonderful. It's been delightful. Like, you even stopped for tea and lunch, and the fox is a perfect gentleman. I mean, there's something that is kind of under the surface that makes you feel a little unsure, but other than that, it's great. And you're kind of sorry, go on.
Does he talk, or is this?
He does talk in the same way that Azrael talks, without his mouth moving. But the weird part is that never at any time do you see his eyes. He always has his hat on and kind of like tilted down.
My life.
What?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I'm having the time of my life.
Yes. You've kind of like walked along like this area is beautiful. Like a really fantastical cross between a jungle and a like a mountainous forest. There's no brambles, nothing that you have to fight your way through, nothing of the sort. And as you're walking kind of over this little slope, you think it might be a giant branch or something. Out of left field, a metal object just hits you in the head like punk.
What? Somebody's throwing stuff.
And falls to the ground. And when you look at it, lo and behold, there is a grappling hook and line.
Hey.
Oops.
I've just been
Hi.
hit on the head. Do I see?
Just domed.
When you look to where the line is, you more or less just see kind of like this dim lit under area of something, but you can't quite make out because the area you're in is so bright. So you're just like, what?
Okay. They said Faye? Do I hear them?
Yeah, you guys called for her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe did. Yeah.
So, Faye, essentially you would just hear your name being called from the dark. Would you like to roll sharp to see if you would recognize the tools and the voices that are being like, hey?
I do not.
Oh no! You've spent so much time with the wolf that your time with the fox, sorry, that your time with the rest of the party almost feels like a dream or a lifetime away. It's inconsequential to the moment that the fox walked into your life.
Okay.
What do you do with that?
Well, if I don't recognize it, I guess I'll just look at this weird thing.
Did she pick it up?
I think I'll pick it up and I'll put it in my wrist pocket.
So there's this lead from the end of the grappling hook that you've just put in your wrist pocket that leads into the darkness.
Oh, you
Are
snagged
you
it.
gonna try and
Yeah, I'm gonna give it all my angel might. I'm gonna give it a
Mayor's
Goodbye,
gonna be
Mayor.
doing the same thing.
can I have you guys both roll tough for me?
What is this
God.
comedy of errors?
This is gonna look like two rabbits trying to play tug of war.
Okay.
Pretty good.
You guys encounter a lot of resistance. And just because Faye got a little bit higher than you, and I mean just a little bit higher, Mare, both of you are mostly rooted to the spot, but Mare, you feel like you're kind of like almost ready to trip on yourself. Like you've dug your heels in and you've moved a couple of inches. And for Faye, like you've been yanking on this and there is no give.
Mayor's gonna look at everybody else and just be like, "Little help."
Joe
Would
is
you
going to walk to the edge of the thicket and look out and poke her head out.
So in this kind of void of darkness parts and Joe's face just sort of like peeks through suddenly unveiled, and it like that memory hits you like a truck of like, oh yeah.
Okay, at that point, actually, do you let go and go, Joe? I'm still having the best time of my life.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Mare
Oh,
falls on her
yeah.
butt.
No, you're the one who keeps pulling, so
Oh, that's
this
so
ends
funny.
badly for both of you.
Mare, you have been scooted along just a little bit since falling on your butt, and Mao has like grabbed you around the shoulders and sat down with you. It has not helped at all.
Mare just sort of like looks up at Mao and is like, thanks.
So I don't
And
think
just
it's helping.
stays sitting there for a little.
Stop fooling around and come say hi to Faye.
Tom, what are you doing with all of these antics?
I was just cheering on Mare, but like if Joe is like, being an adult, I'm like, okay, I'll follow her.
Okay. So Faye, Tom joins Joe. Mao is still like, I don't know. What does Mare end up giving up and joining Joe and Tom?
Oh, yeah. After just sitting there for a minute, reflecting on decisions, just chilling with
Life
Mao.
choices.
Mare finally
All
gets
right.
up, wraps up the grappling hook, and just goes and joins the rest of the group.
Okay.
I think it's important to note that you've never seen Faye smile quite so brightly.
Who's your friend?
Very neutral.
Who's your friend?
The fox is kind of standing about arm's length away and just gives you a nod.
I guess Faye would turn and go, this is, and realise she doesn't know his name. This is.
The fox just lets your comment fall into uncomfortable silence. And then just like it's all micro gestures and like expressions and head tilts that he gives you. He seems to be very, very calm, like almost to an unnerving point. And finally, the line that is his lips split open and give you the most shark tooth smile of jagged and crooked teeth. And he says, my name is unimportant.
That's a dumb name.
So Mare just goes, hi, unimportant, I'm Mare.
The fox disregards Mare and gently reaches out to Felier to pat her on the shoulder and says, would you like to continue, my dear?
Where are you going?
The fox looks over his shoulder at Joe and just gives you that weird, wicked smile. And just as Faye has noticed, you cannot see his eyes. Like there is a shadow cast from his hat that covers his eyes, but that shadow is unnaturally deep. You can't even see really his nose.
So Joe is on high alert, but tries to keep it on the DL because the last time we encountered someone where we couldn't see their eyes, I had to shoot a bitch.
Yeah, Mare's gonna just look at Faye and say, Faye, how many people, creatures, etc. have we met since leaving the city that were good and helpful? 0 is the answer. Who's your friend?
I met all of you.
Okay.
Ah, she's got you there.
No, we met
One.
in the city.
All right. Dang it.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we met in the city.
More
Regardless.
importantly, where are we going, Faye?
She just smiles and says, I don't know.
Los Angeles. Eventually.
One day.
What about your important mission?
Mayor just like stands there and waves, like, hi.
Is Faye feeling, is she still happy?
Yeah. You're
Anything?
still happy. The importance that you have to Mare seems just the same as it was. You're like, both are tied together. Like, you have this assurance that it's gonna be all right. Everything, like, wherever you're going has to do with Mare too. It's gonna be fine.
Okay. Faye's gonna go, yeah, mission is gonna be completed.
Hey, buddy, what
I'm
you
going
do
the
our
right
friend
way.
here?
Are you talking to the Foxman?
Yeah.
The Foxman doesn't, like, he looks at you, like, you can get and this is definitely the same guy as that you had seen off of the beach, but he doesn't respond to you. He just kind of tilts his head in your direction, then looks forward again, get like kind of suggesting to Faye, like, let's go.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and try to knock his hat off. That's how you fight bad guys.
Can I have you roll tough, I guess?
Okay, this could only go badly. Let's go. 10. I am awesome. Booyah.
All right. Let me
Love to
think
see it.
how this is going.
What's he doing? What's Tom doing?
Tom has tossed a rock at.
I'm
Have you-
aiming to knock his hat off.
Did you like gentle toss it or like overhead huck it?
I feel like I need some force to knock the thing off, so.
So your the rock that you've thrown hits, and for just a moment the hat tilts forward, like it, you were successful, but the fox goes to catch it, and in one very smooth fluid motion rights himself up, adjusts his collar and smooths his jacket out, and he turns to look at you,
Uh-oh.
and you get the impression that it would be dangerous to try that again. That, like, there is a brief flash of threatening aura that comes off of it, but your friend is generous and has forgiven you this time.
So
Okay, my bad. My bad. Didn't mean to touch your hat. Sorry. I'm gonna start like inching to the side a little.
Mao's gonna inch with you. Like, I don't trust this guy.
I think Faye would be annoyed at Tom for this. She'd just go,
Fair.
Faye, where did you meet your lovely friend?
in the woods.
Did you make me watch 90210?
Okay,
That's what they tried to do to me.
so we're gonna do a little like role play here. So imagine that you came upon me after me being gone for a while, and some random person that you don't know is just, leading me somewhere says their name is unimportant, and when you ask me where I met them, I just say in the woods. How would you feel about that? Would you feel some
Faye
level of
just sort of
concern?
Faye pulls a face and goes, "My god set is fine. You know." And then she turns turns her back.
You sound like a crazy zealot. Well, my God said it was okay.
Yeah.
I love
Mare
it.
just kind of goes, yeah, okay. We're gonna check this out. Mare wants to go inside the fox's head.
I would like to keep Faye distracted.
This is not how I thought this was going to go. All right. So, Joe, I need you to roll charm for me to keep Faye distracted.
Oh no, my negative stat.
How are you distracting her?
I really literally just wanted to ask her more questions about him. Be like, oh, like you two seem so good. Like Joe is trying really hard to like feed this instead of like make it
I
seem like they
gotcha.
disagree.
All right.
No, damn it, I'm so bad at charm.
I mean, you could use a d6
Would everyone
or a luck point.
everyone cool with the D6?
Yeah, totally
Sure.
up to you.
Mixed.
Slightly better.
Yay. Okay. Yeah. I would say that your method of engaging Faye would probably keep her pretty engaged during this time. Faye, you are so excited about what you're doing that anybody asking you questions this is like hotcakes. Very exciting.
Yeah. Yay.
I am gonna sneak up on Faye.
All right. So, Mayor,
Uh-huh.
we'll start with you.
Okay.
How
I'm making smart decisions.
You just roll weird, right?
Yeah, and similar to what she's done with other people and creatures, but instead of being like going in and being like, I'm gonna show you your deepest fear, she's just kind of poking her a little bit and being like, what are you afraid of, and what are you about? Rather than being so a lot more passive than hostile.
Okay. Okay.
Is the intent. We'll see how it goes, but that's the intent.
All right, I'm gonna have you roll for that. Paladin, what are
it's-
you doing with Faye's when you sneak up on her?
We'll
Well,
give you
Fox
like
guy
a
is-
warning glare.
Foxy guy is distracted. Faye is distracted. So I'm just gonna make the decision for her to walk away from this guy by taking over her body.
No.
Okay. Let's go back to Mare
I think we're all going stranger danger here.
Strange danger.
I feel like Joe's the only one who's like, let's not upset whatever this is and just see where it
Oh.
goes.
Wait until I break up with him in Faye's body.
Ugh.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
And we're okay. I need to do this step by step because there's a
Yeah.
lot of layers
A lot of moving
here.
parts.
a big onion.
Mayor, you rolled a mixed success for weird.
Uh-huh.
So you go to do your magic, and the fox immediately knows what you're doing and looks at you. And their lips part just a little bit to show the gleam of teeth before you are plunged into their mindscape. And upon entry, I need you to roll cool for me.
Cool.
Yes, cool.
All right. Got a 9.
Not bad. When so upon entering the fox's mind, you are met by chaos. There is a terrible keening sound in various octaves. Wind seems to whip around everything. You can feel sand and moisture against your face, and you have absolutely no bearing. There does not appear to be an up or a down or a left or a right. And the only thing that you can see inside of the mind is a this is scarecrow style, like a piece of rock with like a door that has petals billowing out of it. And you are like 172 degrees upside down from it. So you're just a whole bunch of cockeyed to this, and immediately you feel distressed and uncomfortable and unsure of this area. Your intention to find a fear is met with this ambiguous chaos that you have tumbled into.
Okay. I think Mare at that point is just going to regardless of, the unease feeling, is just going to kind of smirk and go cross-legged and just sort of like in a meditation type pose and just say, I was Mal's roommate. You think this is nothing chaos. And she's just gonna start meditating and like finding her own center.
All right.
And just kind of let the chaos happen around her.
Okay, we're gonna come
for a little
back
bit.
to you.
I love Mare's cool-headedness.
Me too.
I was Mal's roommate. This is nothing. So to
You only
Tom,
use the chaos. I was born into it.
Do you even know how many socks I found in places socks don't belong?
I feel like I need to make you guys do 2 opposing weird rolls.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Just to make sure that you can stay in phase body. Can I have you both roll weird for me?
There we go.
It's a tie.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
What happens in a tie? Yes.
Impressive. Roll again.
It's a battle of weird.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh!
Oh.
So at first, you go to possess her, and almost like there's like a protective aura around her. You get rebuffed, like you both kind of just like boing across each other. But you use that momentum to try again harder, and you are successful. She wasn't expecting that second time through.
Mike.
Yes, Mike.
Momentary indignant expression of like, why would you do that? And then
Microphone.
Yes, Mike.
There you go.
We didn't really
that
hear
better?
any of that.
Gonna have to say that again.
We got none of that.
It had a funny image of like Faye being frustrated and kind of put off that Tom tried that, and then suddenly Tom taking over.
That's the fun bit. You don't get a choice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Sorry, Faye.
I was like, oh, this is different. Can I get the fox guy's attention?
Yes, you would be able to get his attention.
I'm not
He
like
is
super
only-
trying, but I'm there now, so
He is only halfway preoccupied with Mare.
mhm. So
Um,
I'll start walking away, and I'll say, hey, you know what? I realized I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, and even less, fox guy. Also, I prefer bowler hats, really. So, it's not you, it's me. goodbye. And and as I'm walking, I'm like, I'm going to try to turn into a bloodhound just for the hell of it.
Not a giraffe.
Not a giraffe, no. This is not the time.
He wants the giraffe moment to be natural.
Yeah.
This would be too forced.
I need you to roll weird with disadvantage if you're gonna try and turn into one of Faye's animals.
Oh God.
That's one good one. Come on, Lucky. There we go.
Oh,
Perfect.
Wow.
Well,
Like I was
Impressive.
born to do
High
this.
rolls in
Tom
a
really
row.
wanted this.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. You are able to turn into a bloodhound using Faye's magic.
Yay. Okay, I wag my tail. I like sniff in the world. That's why I turned into a bloodhound. I wanted to see what that was like. So I did. And then I happily like bound over to Joe. Like, bark.
Joe, what are you doing with all of this?
What, me?
Joe, first.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna like look at Mao and like just lost like.
Mal laughs and says something to the effect of, "Pipe acid foxes don't dance much."
How's Mare looking?
Oh my God.
Uh,
How's the
does
fox
Mare-
looking?
I mean, Mare at the moment probably just looks like she's just sitting with, completely rolled back eyes.
Oh my God. Okay. Mouse just shrugs.
I'll walk over to Mao. And do the same, like,
Puppy.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
How does the fox look?
So the fox's attention is a mixture of things. You can tell, you knew when this conversation first started that the fox had one tail. The fox now has 3 tails.
I have an important
And-
question.
Yes.
So now
No.
we know what the fox looks like.
No,
What does the
no,
fox
no,
say?
no.
What does the fox say?
Now we're canceled. And
Yeah.
the lovely show.
We're
What is
cancelled.
it? Norway coming after us for everything we've got.
The puns have gone too far.
I couldn't resist.
I love it.
Uh,
And there seems to be something about the outline of the fox that is a little squirmy. Like somebody drew him a little too messy.
Okay. I feel like I've been inside phase long enough now, and I've gotten my moments, so I'm gonna.
Faye, you're now a bloodhound dog.
And I'm a dog-shaped Tom.
I think
Woof.
so. I'm still a bloodhound. I start growling at Tom.
Arr. So Mayor, let's come back to
Yes.
you for a minute. I need you to roll cool again.
Okay. Also, I have an idea of something else I want to do now.
ooh.
Yeah. You are uncomfortable but able to hold your own.
I think Mare's going to, because this is magical mind space, is just going to start projecting like a big whiteboard in front of her and start doing like calculus and trig and things that are very orderly. Because this thing likes chaos, so she's just putting order into his head.
Okay.
That's a very Joe approach to it.
It's like you
I
guys
will
have been rubbing
force
off on
you.
each other. So as you begin to order and organize things, you find it cannot keep order. And no matter how hard you try to organize and mark and put things back together again, the moment that you turn away from it and look like bring something else to organize again, it one like a brick grows tentacles and daisies, and a piece of debris is now suddenly a small chihuahua with 3 legs and a wheel.
Oh, poor
Like
Chihuahua.
it's just like absurdism coming to a point. And sorry, go on.
So yeah, Mare just keeps doing that. And as soon as the equation gets messed up, she switches to something else like trig or coding or something like that. Things that are very like logical and orderly, and just keeps doing this and doesn't seem to really get frustrated by the fact that it's getting messed up, because her whole goal here is just to occupy at least part of, if not most of, this thing's consciousness.
Okay, so let's go back to the others. So Faye,
She's
you're in your own body. You're growling at Tom. Mao is kind of standing between Mare and the fox guy, and exchanging concerned glances with Joe.
Faye would like to, after she's had a bit of a growl at Tom, change into a fox and run up and jump into the fox guy's arms.
Come on!
The fox guy
Should have restrained me.
I want to get in the way of that and be like, hey, can we just talk for just a second? And then I'll let you talk to your fox man just for a second, okay? Please?
Faye, would you listen to her, or does she need to actually impede your way?
I think at this point you'd actually have to restrain me.
Joe, would you like to roll tough to restrain Faye?
Hey. Maybe.
You are able to kind of like get in Faye's way. You can also like kind of like grapple with Fox Faye, but at the same time, Fox Faye is too slippery and is you both don't really seem to like. Faye can't easily escape, but Joe can't easily restrain. Does it just end up being a dance, or does Faye finally like give up, or does Joe give up?
Joe's probably gonna like, while she's attempting to like grapple, restrain the fox, be like, talk to your god, talk to them now. Ask them.
Okay. So this will stop Faye, and then she'll kind of go like that as a fox. She is just kind of going, okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask my god. All right. So you just pray like usual? Do you cast your dice?
Pause
I
together.
think it would be more of a okay, and then wait if anything happens. Do you know what I mean? It's less of a. It's more of a okay, hello, like a sulky teenager going hello. It's that.
Hey.
I'm just really hoping that with Fox a little bit distracted, that Faye can get a clear connection.
Tom, are you doing anything, or are you just observing at the moment?
I'm just floating next to Joe in Bloodhound form. I'm like, good job, Joe.
Yeah, you got this. Okay, Faye, can I have you roll weird for me? Are you whispering, please?
Yes.
Is that's a 7, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, the next couple of events are going to happen in rapid succession. So let me
geez.
come back to this real quick. Mayor, as you are doing this organization, there begins to become a continual agitation, like a buzzing of bees or flies, like a hum that is discordant and even more uncomfortable making. Do you look up from your organization?
Um, no, not really. She's just focusing on doing this. She's not really like looking around so much anymore or like trying to poke or prod. She's just occupying space and thought.
Okay.
And probably switches over to reciting the periodic table of elements.
This is awful. I would hate that.
Me too.
Cite all the numbers of pi.
Oh, that's next. When
All
she
right.
gets done with the table of elements.
So, Mayor, you've kept your head down and you're working on this, and you have occupied a space of the fox's mind, but now the fox needs that space back, and that humming and buzzing noise grows deafening. It's drowned out the sound of wind. It's drowned out any other discordant noises. And your projector whiteboard that you had conjured forth suddenly shatters, and the point of contact from behind is just a black shadow fox head with only a mouth and several tails spitting out of it like a comet almost, and it snaps its jaws down on you, and I need you to roll cool to dodge a psychic attack.
All right. Success.
Noise. So you are able to what?
And I think as Mayor dodges, she's just gonna smile like the cocky kind of smile, and very like Spider-Man esque, with the pithy one-liners. Just kind of go, "Oh, I haven't made you angry, have I?"
The fox does not bother with a retort, but instead comes snapping after you. You do have the opportunity to eject yourself from his mind at this time, or you can attempt to battle him.
I don't want to battle him. I do want to leave, but there is something that I want to do on the way out.
Okay.
And basically just make a big cold burst to essentially give him like an ice cream headache.
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
Nice.
I hate brain freeze.
Me too.
They are the worst.
They are. Okay. So roll weird for me.
Okay. 9.
Okay. All right. So let's jump back. Faye, you have cast your stones, you've put your paws together, you are saying your prayers and kind of reaching out to your god. Your god only puts on repeat what it has said to you, which gives you I'm trying to think of how to word this. Shows you the cracking brazier, this beacon that you're under the impression that you were supposed to light. And like a sensation of indifference as with what they're, I'm trying not to give too much away. Um, but in the visions that you get from your gods, this broken brazier and kind of the volcano and the path leading to it, at no point do you see the fox with you.
Okay. Okay.
So you can decide with that how you wish. But once
Would I have?
sorry, go on.
No, I'm just. Is this happening at the same time as what Mare did, or is it sort of?
What once your vision is done is about the time that Mare ejects herself from the fox's brain.
Excuse me.
I wouldn't have realized what's happened between.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh. Okay. Because I'm still a fox, I'll just go. So
I'll let her go then.
So at this time, Faye it looks like she's conceded for a moment. Is where when Mare comes back, and the moment Mare's eyes snap back to normal, the fox's shape can no longer be contained. Those kind of wiggles along the edges of his outline, like he was poorly drawn, burst out. Almost like his self is too big for his body, and several long tails unfold and come out of him. And Mare, the creature that you saw inside the fox's brain, is now the fox.
Okay. When that happens, Mare's just gonna do a little small smirk and just quietly say, "Got you."
The hubris!
The
Oh yeah,
fox
pissed off a god.
opens its jaws, the jaws stretching impossibly tall, almost tall enough to swallow trees, its tongue lolling out of one side, and it makes like it's going to swallow you all.
Mare just looks to Fane and
That
it's like,
seems bad.
"See, now can we go?"
Faye's gonna rush to get in front of Mare and turn back into a like a protective.
Okay.
I'm gonna protect Joe,
Okay.
and I am gonna do this with a ghostly toothpick that I'm hoping
Hey.
to stab him with.
All right.
Not like this big, like big.
Yeah.
But,
Giant
Like
ghostly
a
toothpick.
javelin.
A javelin.
yeah, but it's supposed to be a toothpick.
Okay. So Faye,
random.
you have stood between the fox and your friends. And the fox does not appear to look like it's going to stop.
Can I?
It's probably
Does
shotgun
not
time then.
appear.
Can I do
Say
the
that
big
one more time?
entrance?
Yes, but your focus is already on all of you. It's so big that all of you are a single target. Would you like to save it or still do it?
Well, let me say the idea that I have, and then if that would conflict with what other people are trying to do right now, then I won't do it. But my idea is just to have Mare like move behind the fox and just start repeating the periodic table of elements again. Just grab his attention, and make herself as big a target as possible, while everybody else can get away.
Okay. Does that work for the rest of you guys, or did you have a plan or an idea?
My plan was to stab him. So
My plan was to run.
Well, if guarding wasn't going to work, then Faye was going to try and use whatever connection me and the fox guy had to sort of stop him from doing it.
All
Calm
right.
him.
Okay, we're gonna do all of the above. I think
Calm
we can make this
down,
work.
Stu. She
Stab
doesn't really
him
know what it
at the
is.
same
or
time.
something.
For old time's sake,
Perfect.
don't eat us.
Yeah.
All right.
Think of our dance.
I need Anina to roll charm for me, and I need
Oh,
Mare to roll
step.
your move.
The only charming one of us is Tom.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Success on the big entrance.
Okay.
Or Faye.
So there's a lot of things going on at the moment. So Faye, you stand up to the fox. You try and do your for the good old times moment, and the fox, even though you like, even as the fox, as a fox, the only thing visible on his face is his mouth. And for a moment, like, you see sort of a snarl roll across his impossibly black lips and black fur. And then you hear Mare piping up with her big entrance as she has somehow managed to slip behind the fox. And that snarl is caught mid-turn as it whips around to face Mare.
And Mayor's basically just reciting this while, like, turning into smoke and then rematerializing in one spot and then going back the other way and just, like, random motions, but just turning into smoke and then popping up every so often.
At this time, Mao's going to kind of jump in and shout at the rest of you in absolute gibberish. It's something about, and we painted the skulls pink, and my brain has stopped working.
Does that mean run?
And she nods her head rapidly and is like, come on, and tries to like get Tom's and Faye's attention and is like gesturing. It's like pulls out flags from her backpack to gesture you guys along.
I mean,
Color
okay,
guard.
Yes,
I'll
100%.
toss the thing at him, but it vanishes as soon as it leaves my hand. So,
Okay,
then I'll
Mayor,
run.
you would see us making a run for it, by the way. But this fox, the fox is now fixated. The fox is watching you, and it doesn't move like a normal fox should. It's essentially a head and several tails. And just that big smiling mouth. And the fox doesn't seem to reflect light at all. It is a void or a vacuum of some kind.
Okay.
And it begins like trying to like pounce to where you are, and the time between you getting away from it is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. What is your plan?
I want to use a smoke pellet and conceal myself and get away.
Okay.
Yes. This is
I
beautiful.
don't think I need to really make you roll for that. Let me double check though. Yeah, no, I won't make you roll for it. So you cast your smoke pellet and it goes after the smoke. How do you get away without being unseen?
So like right after throwing the smoke pellet, Mayor's already turning to smoke herself and moving away from the smoke cloud to the side.
Okay, and you join up with the others?
Yeah, she'll just book it towards the others at that point.
So as you guys are running through the forest, you hear the most unnatural shriek of frustration. That makes the woods tremble and tremor, leaves falling from above, and you guys, Mao is trying, like, leading you at a breakneck speed through the woods, sprinting as fast as possible. And there seems to be a thicket, and she disappears for just a moment into that thicket. I assume you follow. Is that correct?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
You burst out of the other side, and like the hobbits looking down to Mordor, you have broken out of the edge of the forest into this volcanic rock and black obsidian stone landscape that stretches out with vicious jags of rock and that look like spires reaching up for the sky. And in the middle of it is a volcano, long rivulets of lava pouring out of the edges of it. The earth is hot and cracked and terrifying. And as the heat of this area washes over you, it brings the sense of dread.
Jerry.
Lovely. Has Mara caught up with everyone at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we all just stumble in there and then stop. And we're like, was this the plan? This doesn't look nice.
Volcano.
Mao's like, I don't know. I just away from the fox.
Yeah,
Faye says-
he's really mad.
Faye goes, yes, this is where we're meant to be. This is where we're meant to be.
Joe's gonna
Are
like
you back to normal?
continually be like sending Faye surreptitious glances, like doesn't know how to ask, but is like clearly concerned.
What the heck?
Hey, don't are you good? Are you
Faye just doesn't answer. She's just stony
Also-
neutral.
Starts to walk or just stands there?
So she just stands there. And she eventually points to the volcano and go, this is the right place.
Mara will walk up and put a
This
hand
is
on
where the
Faye's
beacon
shoulder.
should be. She flinches.
Killer's like, okay, no touchy. All right. Do you know where we should start looking for the beacon?
It is, you know from what you've seen that it is in the volcano.
It's inside. Inside the volcano.
Ideas on how to get inside a volcano without, dying?
Mao is the one that pipes up and kind of does like a little whistle and like cups her hands over her eyes and squints. And she looks at you guys and says,
binoculars?
She nods and then goes on to say, furry, woolly, dandruff, fleas, and turquoise. And rolls her eyes, and she just like walks her fingers up her arm and points to the the volcano.
So we just walk there.
Because we're like sheep. Gotcha.
And she shrugs. and she says, she says, I'm like looking around my room for inspiration.
Give me words.
So Mara's gonna like have a light bulb moment and just look at Mao and be like, do you mean that we should just walk on top of it instead of trying to go inside of it for now? Okay, then
She
yeah, I got
shakes her
nothing.
head and she's like, she tries to pantomime and she's like,
Box.
It's a box. Walk
Up
in the
the
box.
volcano. Moonfish.
They will just like take her runes out and go, and then chuck him on the floor.
you roll weird, Furpy. Your runes clearly tell you that there is a path to take. There is the path will lead you to where you need to go. And Mao's like,
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Picks up her runes, puts them away.
I feel like it's probably safe for us to assume there'll be something guarding this one as well.
that's probably safe to assume that, considering.
Faye's working extra hard not to look at anyone in the eye. Well,
Okay.
I'm like waiting for a moment when everyone else starts walking, but like
I'll take up the rear.
Mao's like, whee!
Yeah, Mare's sticking close to Faye.
for what it's worth, Faye, I'm sorry.
sorry for what?
I don't think we treated you very fairly. And I hope you're okay. That's all. Okay, gonna go now.
Faye's just confused.
Mare's also gonna talk to Faye. Is just gonna like take off her cloak with the hood and like offer to put it over Faye and be like, if you don't want to like look at people and interact, like this is great for that. Just pull it down over your head and you can sulk. I do it all the time.
She kind of puts it on her head just to please Mare, but she doesn't get it.
It's fine.
Just like this, like, okay.
And Bear's just like, see, now you don't have to look people in the eyes, you know, and this whole aesthetic just screams like, I don't want to talk to you right now.
That's cute.
She'll wear it for like a minute and then just give it back. And kind of fluff her wings, being like, I prefer this. And puts her wings like around herself.
Mare just sort of nods and puts the cloak back on. And underneath she's got like if you've seen the CW show Arrow, like the Green Arrow's earlier kind of costume, like that, but like dark purple. Is kind of what her outfit looks like underneath the robe or cloak.
Got the huntress up.
So
Yeah, actually, a lot like that. Yeah.
can I have you guys all roll sharp for me?
God, we're awkward.
Yeah, we are.
We're
Yay,
a bunch of
10.
introverts and a ghost.
Oh dear.
Yeah, experience.
Again.
Yeah, experience. Oh, Val leveled up, guys.
Yay!
Yay, Mao!
Yay!
Is that her first level up?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I don't roll for her enough. Um, so, as you guys, Tom and Faye, unfortunately, you are a little pre-concerned with what is going on with yourselves. Tom, maybe you're in La La Land, remembering how wonderful it is to be a bloodhound puppy.
No, no, I'm trying to get the right moment to apologize to Faye for possessing her because you have to. But there's the whole this is what you do when you don't want to talk to anyone. I'm like, okay, guess not. I'm just like, I'm waiting for that moment to be over.
That's fair. All right. Faye, you are also not aware. Hannah and Mare, what you see is you're walking, you found this path that kind of cuts directly through this hellish landscape. You begin to recognize that a lot of this glass, like the obsidian glass and stone that makes up this landscape, appears to be like the aftermath of a very destroyed city. You can pick out the husks of rusted, falling apart cars that have spent too many years under the onslaught of the environment. You can see building structures and twisted rebar caked in this obsidian, and various other little tall signs that this was once somewhere that had housed people.
Can we sense
But
if we're in the real world versus the dream world? Is this
you
the real
cannot.
world?
The veil is so thin between the dream world and the real world that they have significant overlap.
Okay.
And there are places that are likely like this one, that are in fact the same thing.
So I was
The dream
wondering if we
world
were
is
in
the
Yellowstone.
yeah. So
Interesting.
you also, Mare and Hannah, you also get, as you're walking, you can hear reoccurring sounds. And at first you sort of mistake it for like rocks falling, but they're consistent enough that you begin to wonder if it's the sound of running footsteps. But they don't sound like anything you've ever heard running. And as you get closer and closer to the volcano, you begin to see signs that there are other things out there. Like you see rocks spill off of a ledge, or dirt kicked up in an area, or something else, but you haven't seen whatever it is that's out there. But you do get the very distinct idea that it is very aware of you, and that there might be more than one.
Oh,
I feel like this
good.
is an opportune time for Mare and Joe to share a look.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that happens.
I don't think we're alone. Everyone.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And Joe's just gonna pull out her shotgun.
What
Fox
is it?
guy?
What is it? Is it a
I don't know, but there is more than one. And I think it knows we're here.
This is a really great opportunity for you all to realize that there is a sound that sounds almost like wind. you've heard it before. You've heard it since walking here, but now it is closer and louder, and it no longer sounds like wind. It has a very interesting, breathy raptor click to it. I'm way too self-conscious to try and mimic the sound for you guys.
Does it sound like flapping at all?
No, it doesn't sound like flapping.
Oh, thank
Okay,
goodness.
it's not the sound that I thought it was. Then okay.
No, we're gearing up for that in next session, but you
Oh,
have to get to a
good.
spot first.
Good. Our favorite person.
And as we wrap this session to a close with that information, you guys are all standing at the base of this volcano, and there are pillars that have that look like they've been hand sculpted out of the obsidian, very, very roughly, that create this backdrop as you guys turn and look back out for wherever this sound is coming from. And you see them made of that same twisted rebar and obsidian, but they're very canine in feature, with emaciated bodies, and as far as you can tell, 6, maybe 8 legs. And they walk with their heads low, with bright white eyes. And they make that terrible clicking noise, and you can hear them communicating. And when multiples of them all chitter at the same time, it sounds like that wind whistling through the rocks again, and you realize that you have been walking among them from the beginning, and one that is closest to you, not close enough to be attacked, but close enough to see, opens its jaws, and its bottom jaw splits in half, and a huge tongue with barbs all across it lolls out and drips saliva that burns on the ground. And its body sort of hikes up, and the stone and rebar that is built into it kind of trembles and quivers like quills on a porcupine getting ready to attack. And then they all surge towards you. And that's where we're going to end this session this time.
Damn it.
If only we had some flesh cakes.
Ah, dang it, gotta go back to the weird flesh feast. Pick up some of those
We'll just have to
cakes.
turn these guys into flesh cakes.
Yeah.
Wow, I love them.
I'm gonna draw them, guys. I'm so excited.
I
I'm
love the
also-
concept. Being faced with one, I'm just like, oh, I hate it.
Oh, no. Joe hates it. I love them.
I'm gonna try and put an audio bite together for what they sound like, because I know exactly what they sound like, and I just
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes.
not sure if I can make it happen, but I'll try.
Oh, I want to know.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, with that, we'll go on a raid here in just a moment. But before we do, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them, and anything that they'd like to plug or share. And we'll go reverse order. So yeah, let's start with you. What was your favorite part? Where can people find you, and all that good stuff?
I absolutely love how much Faye is into the Fox guy, and I'm sorry that you got your heart broken this season, but I promise it'll come back.
My
Why does that sound more threatening?
Mhm.
I mean, all of you guys are just awesome. I'm floored every week. We once again, we've got a different direction that Yas hasn't planned for. Was my jargon
Sideways.
for this week. I'm trying to like specifics. This whole one was really, really fun for me because I got to be kind of a little bit silly and a little bit loose while keeping some of that horror together. And you guys just make it absolutely wonderful. Tom and his toothpick are great. Mare reciting math. Faye just being so cute and so true to character. And Joe holding Mouse hand. It's great. It's a good time. You can find me here on Raven's channel next week on Wednesday, or you can follow my Twitch, Bodelia. I stream intermittently. I'm not really consistent, and this week has not been a great streaming week. And I just added some cool new stuff to my shop. So,
Oh,
Ooh.
Pretty.
this is my new hoodie. It's fleece lined, it's pastel colored, and it's alien themed. And I did update my colors so that it's not a total eyesore unless it didn't properly update. And then I'm sorry, but eye strain warning.
Your mic is doing the thing.
Ta-da!
There we go. We heard the eye strain, but everything after that got kind of.
It's okay. I didn't really say much
muffled
after
out.
that,
Okay.
but that's
Awesome.
it.
All right. Hannah, started to say Joe. Hannah, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to plug or share?
I feel like I've got two. Because on the one hand, I've been waiting to do the singing Tom song to help him out for a while. That's something that I've like conceptually wanted to do. But then I really did enjoy Tom's antics. Like as much as like Joe was like, "What are you doing? Stop!" I did enjoy Tom's antics of possessing Faye and becoming a bloodhound. Tom is just such a delight to watch. But you can find me next. I'll be back tomorrow with Raven's channel at the noon Mountain Time slot again for Time Travelers, where I play Elizabeth, who last time maybe connected a little bit too much to the void. We're losing sanity more and more. It's great.
That's what it does.
She had the black goopy eyes last time. It was great.
Oh, that's right. That was so cool. I forgot about that.
That was cool.
Awesome.
I've been watching.
All right.
I saw.
Next, we've got Anina. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And is there anything you want to plug or share?
I mean, this was such a joy to roleplay this today's session. So many things happening, so much character development for Faye. I loved the very awkward way everyone tried to apologize to her. That was a real joy. We are all so awkward. It's wonderful. You can find me on YouTube, The Awkward Actress. I've got comedy sketches, comedy monologues, and also a dark drama web series I wrote and starring over there. And I'll be back here next week for some more Archangel madness.
Awesome. And then Paladin, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you'd like to plug or share?
My favorite part was Raven. You nailed this episode. You had so many good moments, so many good one-liners and stuff. It's good stuff. Love that whole thing. Like from the grappling hook onward, it was all gold.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
The
so
tug
glad
of
that
war.
Tom said grapple hook. That was a great bet.
Yep. I'm sorry for the possession. Like right now, I'm like, I should not have done that.
Well, Tom has to apologize to Faye.
Yeah, I got stuck in the what would my character do mode, and he
Yeah.
would definitely. Have
I'm
to
fine.
possess her.
Anita's fine. Faye's
Yeah.
feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I think next time this situation presents itself, I'm not going to possess. I'm going to do something else, whatever that's going to be. But I think we've reached that point in his development where he's going to be second guessing himself instead of just going for it. But I did enjoy that moment for myself to be a dog.
That was
Play
really
with,
funny.
with Mao. That was fun. uh, another good episode. A lot of good stuff. Very whatever. Next time, let's see where you can find me next. Tomorrow, over on Chromatic Chimera, where I play a badass mercenary who just crashed a shuttle into a planet, and somehow we're not all dead. But apparently, the colony we're at is cut off from the rest of the planet, of the the rest of space by a pirate. So that's gonna be a good time. Then Sundays, I'm Hope, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates. And I've recently learned that I have to suppress my Hopeness in other games because every time someone who's a huge jerk shows up, I try to be their friend because that's how I roll. But we had a good moment where we were at a beach making food. We got some trinkets. I can now breathe underwater for a short amount of time. That's cool. And then Tuesdays, I am on Polished Cryptid's channel, where I play Domrain, the Githzerai noble fighter. We have arrived in the city of mages, where we have commenced diplomatic relationships, which have gone as awkward as one would expect, with my character taking lead. Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Paladin, you're a shonen protagonist.
Yes. That's basically what he is. He's
Oh,
got a
that's
lot of
great.
Asian influences in there.
Make
Right.
friends with the enemies.
Yeah, that also.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I have a type.
Oh goodness, yeah, I have a feeling that there's going to be a conversation once we're not all in imminent danger of it being like, Tom, we talked about this.
Yeah, I
An
want that
intervention.
conversation. I want that conversation.
Once we're not in mortal danger.
Yeah. Oh goodness, but no, this whole episode was great. I really enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the mayor getting inside the fox's head moment, because this is the first time mayor's like not tried to win. It's just like, oh, I don't have to beat you. I just have to keep you occupied. So it's like mayor's growing up a little bit, which is like tactically as well as emotionally, which is really nice to see. But I loved everybody else's stuff in this episode, especially the thing with the mirror and Joe singing the song and pulling Tom back, and Mal being like, "Don't look at the mirror," and the shutter shades thing. All that was really great. And then yeah, poor Faye. Faye's
Yep.
had a rough time
I'm
this
sorry,
episode.
Faye.
Oh,
It's
so
just gonna
ironic,
get worse.
like in the break, I was like, I want to see
Play
more
me?
Faye stuff.
Can't
And the
wait.
next thing I do is possess her and take away all of her agency. Like, god dang it. Mm.
Yeah.
Very excited.
But I feel bad for Faye. But everybody did
Yep.
a great job this episode. It was a lot of fun. Absolutely the best decision I've made, like hands down, this entire series, is making the translator for Mal and working with Joe on that and not getting a full success, because Mal's gibberish is just fantastic. It's the best.
Love
Good stuff.
It's basically she can't talk at all.
There's
Yeah.
sometimes some keywords that manage to make it out, and sometimes there's nothing at all.
I feel like Google Translate is a little better than that.
We'll fix it later when we're not
Mhm.
all gonna
Yeah,
die.
We'll tweak it. We'll
Y'all
tweak
are
it.
working at a deficit with Mao anyways, because her mind is a little
That,
I like
as
Mal.
tends to happen when you have an eldritch monster pulled out of you.
Mhm.
yeah. Who knows how long it's been there?
But yeah,
I
the
don't think
whole
we
thing was
asked.
fantastic. No, we haven't. I don't think we've really had a chance.
Just one thing after
Been
another.
in mortal
after
danger
another.
just constantly. As for where you can find me next, in about a little under 3 hours, right back here for In the Mouth of the Beast Below. It's our Zweihander game, run by Leland. It's very fun, very different kind of game from Monster of the Week, but it's a lot of fun. We've got just a fantastic group of characters in that as well. And I play Katanova, who is a Grendel. So basically, she's like not a centaur, uh, the goat people. I'm
Satyr.
drawing a blank on the.
On
Thank you.
or a satyr.
That. She's basically kind of like that, except like the furry stuff starts at like around knee level. So she looks like she has goat leg
She's like
warmers.
Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Don't they call them fawns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greek versus Roman.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty much.
And then she's got like big Nicobolas horns on top of her head.
Oh, I
Those
love.
ones are the coolest.
It's great. She's a lot of fun to play. She's a socialite anarchist, so she likes to mingle with all the nobles and then bring down the patriarchy from within, basically, is how she works. And she's on a ship in the middle of the ocean, so it's not really easy to do a lot of that, but she's trying. So that's where you can find me next. And then other stuff to plug and share is just sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG and Intrepid, which is right there in chat. Definitely go pick up a copy of Fundamental RPG. I'm not just saying that because I wrote it, but it's also really fun to play, and you can run virtually any genre that you want off of it. We've run Hunters of Calamity, Water, and Animus on that. There was also some high fantasy stuff that was done during playtesting as well. So literally anything from fantasy to sci-fi and all things in between you can run off the system. It's a lot of fun.
And remember that the fun is free with every purchase.
That was it. I was like, how did you put that earlier? I love that.
Needs to be your radio.
Yeah. But you can pick up the PDF copy at my coffee shop, which is just coffee.com/raven/shop. Like it says at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end. Or go to Amazon and search for Fundamental RPG or Raven Evermore, and it'll pop right up for the physical copy. And then Intrepid, same place at the coffee shop. And then it is adventuring gear for real life. So athletic, casual, and outdoor wear with a tabletop theme. That's everything for me. We're going to go on a raid. Our raid cry is now in chat. Feel free to copy that. It is potato waffles. And we are going to go say hi to Pat, or Attack Trick. Pat's
Ooh.
in our water game, has been a regular on the channel for a while now. And it looks like he's streaming some the Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope, which looks spooky.
That's
Ooh.
pretty cool.
Interesting.
Do we like
so yeah.
spooky things? I don't know.
I love spooky.
I love
Go say hi
I'm
and potato
only here for
waffles.
spooky.
and give him a follow if you're not doing so already. Because he's just fantastic. And then I will see you all in about 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly thereabouts. Bye, everybody.